Hey guys, it is Jeannette, aka Sweet Jean, and I just wanted to come on here and say hi to everyone. I've been off of YouTube for a few weeks. Um, Nothing really new has come about. As far as my chemo, it is the same. I get it every Friday, skipping every third Friday, and I have the typical symptoms. I did have a CT scan, and there's a small cancerous mass in my, well, I have them in both lungs, but in one of my lungs, I don't know if it's the right or the left, I can't remember which one, but one of the masses has grown a tiny bit. My doctor said it went from like an eighth of an inch to a fourth of an inch. And like, to me, any type of growth is upsetting because, I don't want any of my masses or tumors to grow at all. But she said that she wasn't really that concerned about it, and that she didn't feel it necessary to change my chemotherapy, because typically if you're stage 4 or maybe any stage, I'm not sure about any of the other stages because I've never been stage 1, 2, or 3. I've only been 4, but with stage 4, if you have any type of growth, then that just means that the cancer has figured out a way around the chemotherapy medication and has grown. And so with any growth, typically they change your chemotherapy. And I have, wait, how am I trying to word this? I've had cancer, or I have cancer for March marked 4 years. March of 2020 marked my 4-year cancerversary of finding out that I have cancer. And this month marks the 4 years of being on chemotherapy. And so I am weak from my arms and from my legs. My body's just weak every single day. I don't know if I'll ever not be weak because I have to be on chemotherapy for the rest of my life. I'm getting emotional just thinking about it. Being on chemotherapy for 4 years has just taken a toll on my body. So my body's just weak and tired because I've been on chemotherapy for 4 years. So my body's it's just taking a toll on my body. So I'm just weak. And then the surgery that I had on my vertebrae in my neck, the back of my neck, and the top of my spine, my upper spine, also contributes to that weakness, because moving my arms any which way pulls on the muscles in my back and in my shoulders and in between my shoulder blades, and that's exactly where I had my surgery. Excuse me. And I'm also a little bit emotional because, to be quite honest, I was watching Still Magnolia, and it's on in the background, and it's I just passed the scene where Shelby passes away in the hospital. I don't know why I do that to myself, like watch sad movies. And it's right now the scene where they're in the cemetery. I'll show you. Let me see. That part right there. If any of you guys have seen it, then you know. So anyhow. So my CT scan, everything else is stable except for that one spot, that one cancerous mass that grew a tiny bit. My doctor doesn't seem too concerned about it. And if it would have been any other year, any other time getting that news, I would have been like frustrated. I would have been sad. I would have been devastated. But something's dripping. I don't know. We have a total of 4 dogs. We have 2 inside dogs and 2 outside dogs. So I don't know if the little Chihuahua is back there doing something in the corner. But anyhow, anyhow, I lost my train of thought. Um, so any other time I would have been upset and devastated, but this time I'm just trying to think more positively, and my doctor doesn't seem to be that concerned about it. Of course, we're gonna watch it, and we're gonna do another CT scan in 3 months, and if it's grown any more, then we'll discuss changing chemotherapies to something else, because that just means, like I said, that the cancer has just gotten smart and has worked a way around the chemotherapy. Um, and so we would need to try something else to try and like stop it from growing any further, because I mean, our organs are vital. Like I need both my lungs to be working. I need my liver to be working, and my everything else. But anyways, what else did I want to say? Oh, I was supposed to have chemotherapy this Friday. Today is Sunday, Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to everybody out there. I was supposed to have chemotherapy on Friday, and typically what I do is I go to the hospital Friday morning, 8 in the morning, and then they put me on the oncology floor, and that sometimes takes an hour to 2 hours, possibly 3 hours. And then they do the chemotherapy, and depending on how my blood work goes, they'll decide whether or not to give me a blood transfusion because I have low red blood cells. If not, then they order the chemotherapy at the pharmacy makes it, and then they administer it. And sometimes my doctor will add a saline solution to run for 5 hours before chemotherapy, and another bag to run for 5 hours after chemotherapy. So if I'm there late at night, then a lot of times I'll spend the night and then come home in the morning. And I've been doing that for the past few months. Well, with what's going on in the world and the pandemic, they're trying something a little bit different now. So they put in the order, and then when they have room or when they have a bed, or what they'll do is they'll schedule me. They'll call me to schedule a time for me to come in. And so I didn't get my chemotherapy on Friday. My doctor put in the order on Thursday. And then she called me and said, don't go in on Friday morning. They're doing something new. They have a new protocol. They're going to reach out to you, and then they'll schedule you according to space and time and the bed availability and all that. They'll triage the patients that they have orders for. So they scheduled me for Monday, which is tomorrow, to call them if they don't call me by 10 o'clock in the morning, so they can give me a time for check-in. So hopefully I do get my chemotherapy on Monday. Like, I don't want it. Like, I don't want to take chemotherapy because obviously it's going to make me sick for a few days, and it's just going to make me feel like crud, and like nobody wants to be injected with poison. Essentially, that's what it is. But I have to have it to stop the cancer from spreading and from growing. And so I need it. I don't want it. I need it. And so hopefully on Monday, when I call them, if they don't call me, I'm supposed to call them by 10 o'clock, and hopefully they can get me in like pretty quickly, because I don't want to hold it off, because my body's used to having it every Friday. But anyhow, everything happens for a reason, and for whatever reason, it wasn't meant for me to have it on Friday. And so I just have to kind of look at it that way. Sorry about my dog barking. Anyhow, I hope everybody is staying safe, taking precautions against the pandemic and what's going on in the world right now. Hope you guys are all doing good and your families are good and you're self-quarantining yourself and all that. And hopefully we can get through this, however long it takes, because it only takes one person in a crowd to infect and then for it to spread like wildfire. So anyhow, I think that's pretty much it. I have one more thing actually. I ordered a planner. Well, I have a planner, but I ordered like the new year paper that goes inside, like the monthly and the weekly papers that go inside the planner, because the ones that I have in there are outdated. And so I have a planner. I have like some weekly papers coming in the mail. It's just that they're coming from Australia, that I ordered them from, and I didn't realize that this website delivered from Australia, and so it's taking a little longer for me to get my inserts for my A5 planner, because what I want to start doing is like memory planning or rewind plan with me videos, just going through the days like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and putting down what I did that day, my symptoms, if I went to chemo, where, like what I ate and refills, medications, things like that, like just backtracking my week, like the past 3 or 4 weeks. And then once I get caught up, I want to also record videos of plan with me's for the following, for the future weeks. And so that way I can give you guys an update and also, put it in my planner. So like I'm going to be putting it in my planner and planning it in my planner and doing rewind memory keeping from the past few weeks that I didn't get to put in my planner. So I don't know if you guys would be interested in me recording myself, putting all these things in my planner and just speaking every day what I did that day, where I ate, symptoms, refills, chemotherapy if I had it, just things like that. I mean, you guys know what a planner is, so just something to think about. I think I'm going to start doing that. I didn't want to open a whole new channel just for planning videos. Just wanted to do everything pretty much on this channel. But if you're not sure what I'm talking about, you can look up on YouTube Plan With Me videos. I have a Kiki K planner and I have an Erin Condren planner. I have an A5 ring bound planner. So they're like plan with me's or rewind plan with me's or memory plan with me videos. So if you want to look that up just to see what I'm talking about, I think I'm going to do it on this channel. Like I said, I didn't want to open up a whole new channel just for those, because I'm doing updates on this channel, like life updates, but I don't do them but every 2, 3, or 4 weeks at a time, depending on how I feel. And obviously my energy level, because like I want to get on here and I want to talk to you guys and I miss talking to you guys. And when I'm asleep or when I'm laying down or when I'm resting, it's like I want to get my energy so I can record, but my energy level is just, I have the energy to do like the bare minimum to function daily life, and any like little extras that I want to do just takes that much more bit of energy, and sometimes I just don't have it. Like I'm depleted of energy that I wish I had, and it kind of makes me sad a little bit thinking about it, because before I had cancer, I was a little bit lazy and I would procrastinate and I would hold off on doing things. And then I used to say stuff like, man, you know, I don't want to work 5 days a week and just have 2 days off. Like, why can't I work 3 days a week and have the rest of the days off and like still get paid for 5 weeks? Or, you know, I'd be at work and I'm like, man, I wish I didn't have to work anymore. And now that I have cancer and I'm weak and I'm fatigued and I don't have hardly any energy, I wish I did have the energy to do all those things that I was lazy about before. Because before I didn't have any reason to be lazy or to procrastinate. It was just out of mania. And now I have a reason, and I wish I didn't have that reason, which is cancer. But anywho's, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you haven't already and you'd like to be subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like my personality and you want to follow me on my journey, hit the subscribe button. If you have any comments, any questions, leave them in the comments section below, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. And I really appreciate all the love and all the support that I get from my subscribers. It really puts a smile on my face, and it really just makes me happy to know that you guys are just so genuine and so interested and invested in knowing what's going on with me. I really, really, really appreciate it, and I love you guys so much for it. So anyhow, I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. Happy Mother's Day, and I'll see you in the next one.